Hey there, guys and gals, and hello, my friends. This is your host, Joe, Life with Josef. And it's the 22nd of March, and I didn't like my opening. So I'm going to make today's story time about motorcycles that my uncle, my dad, and my brothers rode back in the day. If you're not interested in motorcycle content, this is probably not for you. If you are, enjoy. And we'll see what's next. Now, here's my Uncle Manuel. He's my dad's brother. I talked about him on the Hawthorne Nevada walk a couple of years ago, and if I remember, I'll link to it. But bluntly, he taught my dad how to ride, him and his brothers. Albany Hill was nothing. It was a hill. It was a raw hill. And they went riding there. This is back in the late 30s, as I hear the story. Manuel was a P-51 pilot who killed Nazis. Sadly, the Nazis got him and he crash landed at his air base in Britain. And that's where he lays today. But he's on I'm almost sure it's a Harley. I recognize the insignia. So motorcycles have been in and around me for a long time. Now, this is my dad on his Triumph Bonneville. When we met him in 1965 and went to live with him, he had this in the garage, and by God, it scared me. It smelled like gas and oil, and I'm 4.5 years old, but I had been exposed to motorcycles. Now, in about 1971 or so, my dad, uh, the Bonneville went away, and this Honda CB350 showed up, just like this, red, and he rode that for a bit. It was his daily driver. Now, my dad bought this. It is a 1973 Kawasaki Z1. His engine number was either 4991 or 4993. He had one of the first ones, not only in the United States, but one of the first 5,000 made. And he loved that bike. My mom talks about he's on the freeway doing an indicated 120. She peeked over his shoulder and saw it. My mom loved riding with my dad. God love my mother and my dad, Freya. Anyway, I rode this a bit when I got my motorcycle license. I didn't ride it a lot, but I rode it when my bike was in the shop or something, and it really fueled my love for the big standard motorcycle. And sadly, one of my brothers had an accident on it. It didn't get repaired, and got it got a guy that I went to high school with, Glenn Y, came and picked it up in boxes. And I saw him riding around the neighborhood once. He had repainted it like lavender and white on the same design, but he got it running, so okay. We'll move on to the next bike. Now I'm going to talk about my younger brother Randy's two bikes that he had when we lived in our parents' house. This one right here is a Yamaha DT175. I think he bought his, and he's 2 years younger than me, so he was probably 18 when he bought this. He had paper route, and he was a hustler like a lot of us at that age were. So this is what he bought. He didn't buy the 125, he bought the 175, and he rode the shit out of it. He really liked it. And I rode it a few times, and riding a two-stroke isn't the same as riding a four-stroke. And oh God, I'd love to have a big two-stroke like that, something like that. the Yamaha DT360 or something. It would just be awesome. So this was my brother's first bike. My brother's next bike was the Yamaha 550 Seika, and here's a representative one here. That's the bike that I rode the court when I had wrecked my 500 in the mountains, and I had to go lay justice down in traffic court. And I'll link to that in the comments or in the description. So this was a really, my CX was a lot heavier than this, water cooling shaft drive. This was a light, nimble bike that I got to ride a little bit. Randy let me ride it, and it was, God, I ran out of gas, and I said, oh shit, reserve. It's like, oh, that's all I need riding to work at the convent. They're going to be a whole bunch of hungry nuns out on 680 between Pleasanton and Sonoma. There ain't nothing. So I liked this bike, and it rode well, and Randy was happy with it. I'm going to shift focus here now to my late brother Kurt, and this he bought in 81 or 82 is a Kawasaki GPZ 750. Now you see a lot of the 550s, which is the market competitor for Randy's Seika 550, and you see a lot of the GPC 1100s, but you don't see a lot of these 750s. Well, this is what he bought. He really liked it, and this is what he rode when we went to Washington for a week, and then we did the 2 or 2.5 weeks when we went to Canada. And he really liked it, but he sold it or gave it away to one of the neighbors, and he pretty much stopped writing after that. So this is going to close a little story time about bikes that my uncle, my dad, and my brothers rode. I'm going to probably make one about mine and one about my brother Charlie. So that'll come along the line somewhere. But this is what you get for today, at least for right now. So this is, as always, your host, Joe. Life with Josef. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Enjoy your day. Peace be with you. May Freya show you favor on the hunt now and in the afterlife.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
And we'll see you for the next one.